Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 3, Book 4, Koti Rudra Samhita, Chapter 29, The Havoc of the Rakshasas of Darukavana in the Shiva Puran. Harium Tatsat. Sutta said hereafter I shall explain how the extremely excellent Jyotirlinga Nagesha of the Supreme Soul came into being. There was a certain ogress, Darukini, who became arrogant by the boon granted by Parvati. Her husband, Daruka, was also very powerful. Along with many Rakshasas, he tormented the good, he destroyed their sacrifices and spoiled their rites. His fertile and flourishing forest was on the shores of the Western Ocean. It extended the 16 yojanas in every direction. Wherever Darukini went in that forest for her sportive pleasure, the land in that spot acquired all requisites and became full of trees. The goddess had entrusted Darukini with the supervision of that forest. She casually visited that forest along with her consort. Staying there, the Rakshasa Daruka and his wife Darukini terrorized the people. The harassed people sought refuge in Arurva. They paid homage to him with reverence, and with their head bent down with pleasure, they requested him thus. The people said, O great sage, grant us shelter. If not, we will be killed by the wicked Daruka. You are competent to do everything. You are brilliant with your splendor. There is none in the world except you, in whom we can seek refuge, and staying there, whom we can be happy. On seeing you, the Rakshasas run off. The splendor of Shiva always shines in you like fire. Sutta said, thus requested by the people, the excellent sage Arurva, worthy of being resorted to, bewailed their lot and spoke these words for their protection. Arurva said, if the Rakshasas torture living beings on the earth, they will die themselves, although they are very powerful. Whenever the people are killed, let the Rakshasas too die. This is the truth I say. Sutta said, after promising to the subjects and consoling them, Arurva continued different types of penance, conferring happiness on the people. Realizing the cause for the curse, the gods made attempts to fight with the demons. With multifarious efforts and holding all types of weapons, Indra and the other gods arrived there for the battle. On seeing them, the Rakshasas began to ponder. They consulted with one another. Rakshasas said, what shall be done? Where shall we go? A difficult situation has come up. We are fighting and dying. They are fighting, but they are not killed. In this situation, if this situation continues, what shall happen to us? A great misery has befallen us. Who can ward this off? Sutta said, thinking thus and unable to find out a remedy, Daruka and his companions felt miserable indeed. On knowing that a great calamity had arrived, the demoness Darukini spoke of the boon granted by Parvati. Darukini said, propitiated by me, formerly the wife of Shiva, had granted me a boon. You can go to the forest along with your people if you desire to go. That boon has been secured by me. How is this misery to be borne? Taking your people to the island, you can stay with the Rakshasas happily. Sutta said, on hearing the words of the Rakshasi, the Rakshasas were delighted. Getting rid of their fear, they spoke to one another. She is blessed, she is fortunate, we have been saved by her. After bowing to her, they said respectively, if we can go, let us go. Why ponder over it? O gentle lady, we shall go and stay there permanently in the waters. In the meantime, the people who had been tortured by the Rakshasas formerly came there for fighting, accompanied by the gods. In their dilemma, the Rakshasas resorted to the boon granted by Parvati. They took their belongings to the city in the ocean. The demoness shouted cries of victory to the goddess and flew like the winged king of mountains. She then stayed fearlessly in the middle of the ocean. The follower of Shiva, accompanied by her attendants, rejoiced much. Staying in the city, inside the ocean, the sportive Rakshasas became happy and fearless. For fear of the sage's curse, Rakshasas did not come on the earth. They moved about in the waters. They abducted travelers in the boats and imprisoned them in the city. They killed some of them, staying there fearlessly. Thanks to the boon granted by Parvati, the Rakshasas worked havoc as before. O great sages, the people had the terror in the waters, now incessantly in the manner they had fear on land before. Sometimes the Rakshasi came out of the city in the water and blocked the path to the land in order to harass the people. In the meantime, several beautiful boats arrived there, all full of people. On seeing those boats, the wicked Rakshasas were delighted much. Rushing at the people on board, they bound them forcefully. The naughty Rakshasas came to the city, taking those people with them. They fettered them and put them in prisons. The people thus bound in fetters and in prison became very unhappy. They were rebuked again and again. Their leader was a certain Vaishya named Supriya. His conduct was auspicious and pleasing to Shiva. He was a permanent devotee of Shiva. He never remained without the worship of Shiva. In every respect, he followed the sacred rites of Shiva. Bhasma and Rudraksha were his ornaments. If on any day he could not worship Shiva, he did not take his food. The Vaishya performed the worship of Shiva there in the prison also. O excellent sages, he taught the mantra of Shiva and the mode of worshipping the earthen phallic image to several of his fellow prisoners. They performed there the worship of Shiva duly in the manner they saw and heard. It yielded them their desires. Some of them stayed in meditation, taking up excellent postures. Some of them joyously performed the mental worship of Shiva. O great sages, the direct worship of Shiva was performed by the leader, then in accordance with the rites of worshipping the earthen phallic image. Those who did not know the great rite remained meditating on Shiva with the five-syllable mantra Namah Shivaya. The leading Vaishya Supriya, a favorite of Shiva, performed the worship of Shiva by mental meditation. Shiva, in the form mentioned before, took up everything directly. The Vaishya was aware that his offerings were taken by Shiva. O great sages, even as the Vaishya continued to perform the worship of Shiva, 6 months passed by without hindrance. The event that happened thereafter, the story of the moon-crested Lord, O great sages, please listen to with attention. Footnotes. 160. I think this is one. Sorry. This is 163. The Western Ocean, referred to in the Puranas, is identical with the Arabian Sea. 164. Darukavana, which contains the temple of Nagesha, one of the 12 great Jyotirlingas of Mahadeva, is placed close to the Western Ocean. The context mentions the background for its nomenclature. Contrary to this statement, the arch list of Nizam's territory identified it with Aund in the Nizam's territory. There are 2 more forests of this name, one in the Himalayas near Badrinatha, the other Vijayeshvara in Kashmir. Darukavana, with reverence to the Divanas, Darukini, should not be confused with other Darukini forest. The sage Ayurva was the son of Urva and grandson of the famous sage Bhrigu. 167, 166. We have adopted the reading Bhukshati for Bhakshati. 167. According to the Puranic tradition, mountains had wings, flew at will, and destroyed those towns and villages which refused them gifts. Thus they proved refractory and troublesome to the people. Thereupon Indra clipped off their wings and made them stationary. And here ends today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Hari Om Tat Sat.